Hi girls and boys, today we are going to look at a fight. Do you fight at home? Do you fight in the school? Is fighting good? Well, sometimes you may have to fight. It's good at that time. But today we are going to look at a very unusual fight between two boys. Shall we go ahead with it? We are talking about a boy by name Ranjit. Young boy, small, school boy, goes home for vacation, and his home is a beautiful place, village, and close to a forest. And this boy goes home for vacation. Summer, very hot, and so one of the things he enjoys doing during summer holidays, summer vacation, is to go to the nearby forest. And this forest is very beautiful, very pretty. And there are shady trees, and so he loves to take shelter under the trees, relax. And one day, he discovers something very strange. As he's wandering in that forest, that hot summer, he discovers a pond, a beautiful little pond. It's beautiful because in summer, can you imagine a pond which is filled with water, and it is getting water from a nearby stream from the hills, and very fresh and very clear water. And you could almost see the bottom of the pond. You could see the pebbles, the small little stones at the bottom of the pond. How beautiful it is. It's so nice. And Ranjit is charmed by that little pond. And so all that he does is, take off his shirt and jump into the water and swim. And he swims. The whole day he's swimming. How enjoyable it is. And it's a delightful experience for him, and he's very happy. Now his summer holidays is much better because he's got a pond where he could go and swim, and nobody is there. And so he comes home very happy, very relaxed. And his mother is quite surprised that, good, you seem to be very happy. Yeah. And he rests, and then he doesn't stop there. The next day also he goes to the pond, same spot, swims to his heart's content, and he is very happy, and then relaxes on a small little rock which is there underneath the tree, and he is resting. Now, something strange happens. When he is resting there, he suddenly thinks he can see somebody standing there, another person. So opens his eyes and looks, and there he sees another boy, taller, looks healthier, pretty strong also, and that boy is standing there. And Ranjit looks at him. Hi, hello, how are you, he says. And that boy is very angry. He looks at him and says, who are you? Why are you here? Oh, I'm here for a holiday, and in a holiday, I belong to this little place. We have our house there and so on. So I came here and I found out this little pond, and I just relaxed, enjoyed the water. And that boy doesn't smile. He says, you know, this is my pond. Nobody can swim here. It is mine and it belongs to me and only me. And who are you to come and swim in my pond? Ah, Ranjit is a bit surprised. Oh, I see. This is your pond. Ah, is that so? I didn't know that. I think this is a pond for everybody, for you, me and everybody. Shut up. This is my pond and nobody dare come and swim in my pond. And Ranjit is not happy with such words. He says, nothing doing. It is your pond maybe, but it is also my pond and I can also swim here. And then there it starts argument and some more argument, and then they start fighting. Oh, the fight starts. Big fight. The two boys fight like anything. Oh my God, there are scratches, there are hits, there are banging, there are all kinds of things happening there. They roll over, all over with mud, and they're full of mud and all kinds of things into the water, out of the water, and there is a huge fight and all the bruises all over, wounds and all kinds of things happening here, and both of them are very tired. They stop fighting and then they say, okay, this fight is not yet over, okay? It's okay for today, but tomorrow we are coming back and fighting again. Okay? Continuing the fight. Ready? And Ranji says, okay, ready. Why not? Okay, all right. And he's also quite tired. And there are wounds all over. And now if he goes home and his mother sees it, then you see he has to answer. This is the first day's fight. Enjoyed? Don't fight like that, okay? It's a big fight. But now I want all of you to look at those comprehension questions. And they are there on page 49. Look at those comprehension questions. It's called comprehension check. Okay, can you see them? Yeah, take a look at them. Very good. Read them very carefully, and I want you to read with your friends. I want all of you to sit together and look at that. They are quite interesting and they are also very challenging. Okay? One simple question. Who started the quarrel? Do you know who started the quarrel? Is it Ranjit or the other boy? You know who started the whole thing. Very good. Right. Question number 3 asks you that particular question. And I want you to answer that and then check with all your friends and so on. Okay. Let's now move on to part 2. Are you ready? Right. Have you seen all the questions? Can you answer all of them? Good. Right. Take your time. Take a little time. Take a look at those questions. Think over the answers. Good. Let's now move on. So Ranji came home bruised. You know bruised? B-R-U-I-S-E-D. Bruised. Pronounced bruised. You don't have to say bruised. No, it's not bruised. It's bruise. Bruised means wounded. Very badly wounded. And when you see bruises on the body, you see lots of wounds, you see blood coming out, and so you need, a little ointment and other things, and then you need to apply, and you need to take a little rest, and it will be hurting, and so on, so on, so on. So this boy is bruised. He comes home, and his mother says, "What is the matter? You look very tired. Is something the matter today? Did anything happen?" "Oh, no, nothing happened. And so he has some quick food and then covers himself with a little sheet and lies down. very tired. Pain, little pain all over the body. And the fight and all the joints all over. And the boy is really a little worried because that other boy is a bigger fellow and he's stronger. And although Ranji is all right, but he's not as strong as that fellow. And tomorrow, if there is a fight again, what can happen. Not easy to win the fight over that boy. Ranji knew. And so he kept thinking. So he said, okay, tomorrow I have to think of something. And let us see, okay, but can I stop fighting? Can I stop that fight which started yesterday? No, I can't. And we can't. And we have to have it tomorrow. And it is going to happen tomorrow. And, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So Ranji is a worried boy, sleeps, somehow manages to sleep. And then the next day, again, he has to go there. So he goes, as usual, near the pond, and that boy is there. And that boy is not standing here, but he is standing there, a little distance away, across the water, but on that rock. So he is standing there on that rock, and Ranji is here, where he usually goes. So stands there. So that boy says, so, are you ready? Shall we continue? Okay, what we stopped yesterday. Are you ready? Oh, Ranji says, yes. Yes. We shall fight. No problem. Yeah, good. So the fight has to continue. Good. So that boy standing there on that rock, he says, okay, come here. Come to me where I am standing. This is my pond, So you better come close to me. I can't come there. You come. Ranji says, okay, all right. Says, why don't you swim across and come to me? We fought here yesterday. Can continue. Why not? That boy says, look, I told you to come to where I am. Okay? So you better come. Oh, Ranji, what he does is, he's such a beautiful swimmer, a wonderful swimmer. He dives into the water. And it's such a perfect dive. Diving into the water from a height. And you know what a perfect dive is? A perfect dive is when you dive into the water, you dive with no splashing of water, no noise at all. You go into the water very smoothly and you come out on the other side. No splashing, no noise, and that's a perfect dive. And so he dives and goes to the other boy. And that boy looks at him. He looks at the way he dived. And that boy is stunned, speechless. He says, oh my God, you dived. You dived so beautifully. And Ranji says, yes, of course, yes. Yeah, I'm a good swimmer and I know I can dive. Why? Can't you dive? Oh no, I don't know. I have been swimming here for many days, but I don't know diving. Oh, is that so? You don't know diving? Yeah. Okay, boy, can you teach me diving? The big boy says, can you teach me how to dive? Ranji has a huge laughter. He says, this big boy, so strong, so muscular, and can't dive, doesn't know how to dive, and asking me whether I can teach him diving. Oh, I see. So you don't know diving. So shall I teach you? Oh, please, 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 please teach me. So Ranji says, okay, stand like this, bend like this, and get into water like this, and it should go. And he tells him how to do it. And that big boy stands on that rock and dives. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't go straight into water. He dives and goes flat on the water, on his belly. This is belly. So instead of the head going into the water, it's the whole belly which goes on the water and goes flat. And he shouts. And Ranji has a good laugh. Says, no, that's not how you dive. And then now that boy is so fascinated with Ranji's goodness, diving and so on. He says, oh my goodness, let us not fight. Can we become friends? What? You want to be friends with me? No fighting? No fighting, no fighting, no fighting. And so that boy says, my name is Suraj. What's your name? I'm Ranji. Okay. So shall we be friends? So he offers his hand and they become friends, and the fight is over. It's forgotten. Now Suraj says, Ranji, you're very good. Nice. I'm very happy. I'm really fascinated by your swimming and so on, diving. But then you have a problem. What is the problem? The problem is you're too thin. You're not eating well. No, you're undernourished. Not sufficient food. And so you're not very strong, but you're good. Would you like to come to my house? I'll give you some good cow's milk, and I'll give you other things, and I can do all these things for you. And now Ranji is fascinated. He is very happy. Suraj, you really look like a pahalwan. You are so strong, and show me your muscles. And this boy shows his muscles, and huge muscles. And so Ranji is fascinated again. Says, oh my God, you are very strong. So Suraj says, come to my house. I'll take you home. I'll give you good food, and I'll train you. And I will train you also to become a pahalwan. Okay, so together, both of us, we don't fight, but we are good friends. We eat together, and we'll both become very strong. And the most important thing is, this pond now will belong to both of us. You and I. It will be our pond. And we will not allow anyone to come and swim in this pond without our permission. Okay? So, they are very happy with each other. They become great friends. And now they go home, and the fight is over. Did you like it? Do you like such a fight? Huge fight in the beginning, and now great friends. This is the fight. The fight. Now, there are some very interesting exercises at the end of this particular story. Now, the thing is, who wrote this story? Do you know who wrote this story? It's the same Ruskin Bond. Remember? Remember Ruskin Bond? We read about Ruskin Bond in his other diary. And what diary was it? That's right, the Monsoon Diary, the same Ruskin Bond. the British boy who lived in India, grew up in India and wrote about India. Lots of things about it. He is fascinated by our country. And so it's the same Ruskin Bond who has written this particular story. Did you like it? Okay. Now let's take a look at that exercise there. Now you've got plenty of those comprehension check exercises, lots of questions and so on. Yeah. Take a look at those comprehension check exercises. Good. But I want you to take a look at the next two exercises. It says exercise, and there are some very interesting questions there. Questions for discussion. And I want you to take a look at those questions for discussion. And says one of that, it says that it asks you, can a fight end up with the fighters becoming friends? Is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. It's possible there. Oh, I forgot to tell you one thing. You know, after the first fight, that evening, Ranji goes to the market and he is sitting there in a shop. That day the fight had taken place in part 1. And there comes that big boy and he sees him there. And when he sees the big boy, they don't look at each other at all. They can notice each other there, but they don't see there. And so they are such enemies at that stage. And after saying that, Ranji comes home and his mind is full of that fight. And as I told you, see, bruised all over and so on. In the exercises, it says discuss the following topics in small groups. Can you do that? It says, is fighting the only way of resolving differences of opinion? What else can be done to reach a mutually acceptable settlement? This is something for you to discuss with your friends. That is, if we have problems, can all problems be solved only by fighting? Are there other ways of solving the problems? Yeah, there are. It can be a talk, it can be a friend, it can be asking somebody else, an elder person, to come and help you resolve the problems and all these things. So it is possible. There are many ways, and so you can discuss it because you also fight and there are problems, and when you fight, you try to resolve the problems, and you know how to sort out those problems and how to stop fighting, don't you? Of course you do. Don't tell me that you don't know at all. Good. Look at question number 2 in exercise. Have you ever been in a serious fight only to realize later that it was unnecessary and futile? Futile? Useless. Not of any use. Were you ever involved in such a fight? Think it over. Maybe. Now share your experience or views with others very frankly and very honestly. Good. Right. So you can see the rest of the questions. It says, think it over. Good friends are like stars. You don't always see them, but you know that they are there somewhere. Possible? Think it over. I leave it to you. Success, the last one there. Success is the outline of a rest house on the horizon. Effort is the uneven path leading towards it. A destiny is the vehicle in which one arrives. Success is there. There, you can see it there. It's there. It's there. And you have a path which is not very smooth. So you have to struggle through that path. And finally, when you reach that particular end, that particular rest house, which is success, you are being led there by destiny. That means what experience you're supposed to have and how you're supposed to have it. Thank you.